Welcome back to episode 5 of an auditory and visual feast for Thanksgiving.
I'm doing it now too. It's just
I know, the arms above the head. It's a feast. It's a feast, a celebration. We are wrapping up we're going around the table, wrapping up our conversations with our family members who are asking us sometimes genuinely curious questions, maybe sometimes a little bit intrusive, really depends on your family members, but we are here to provide you with the answers to all of these questions that you are going to get around the Thanksgiving table. And if you're not seeing family this Thanksgiving, maybe it's a Friendsgiving for you.
Celebrating Thanksgiving.
Save it for when you see them next.
Yeah, or when
whatever
anyone
holiday
asks these questions, because you know they come up.
They're going to come up. They're going to come up. And our Canadian friends, I know that your Thanksgiving is much earlier, but you can save this for next and
whatever
October,
December holidays you might be celebrating or New Year.
Exactly.
There's a lot we're just entering holiday season, so get ready.
So here's the final question. Now that your Uncle Phil, your Grandpa Stan, your sister-in-law Kelsey, your nephew Tyler, now that they all understand.
Good memory on the family, by the way.
No, wow.
It's easy to forget family names, especially
made up
family names.
These people don't exist.
No.
Yes. Now that you've had the conversation with all of them and they're like, wow, this copywriting thing, this seems like a pretty good deal. They're sold on copywriting. Well, in comes Cousin Diane. And Cousin Diane,
she's been waiting for her opening.
So her question to you is, oh my gosh, that sounds so amazing. You have such a great job. I always knew you were so talented. You have always been such a good writer. Since you're now doing it professionally, I hate writing. I'm so bad at it. Since you are now doing it professionally, could you write my resume for me? Insert also write my cover letter for me. Could you write this email to my boss? Maybe she owns a business and she wants
maybe
to know
Aunt Barbara across the table is like, oh yeah, if you're writing Diane's resume, I would love a flyer for this sale I've got coming up for Black Friday, which is the day after Thanksgiving.
She's a little behind.
Actually, well, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Maybe somebody else wants some help with
suddenly
PTA
the whole table's
promo.
asking, oh yeah, and you voices rise up and you're like, projects.
Yeah. So here's the first thing you need to know before we even give you a response, because we'll give you couple of options. You don't have to do anything for free. You don't have to do anything for free. I know that sometimes we not sometimes, but I know that because we love our family members, we love our friends, it can be very tempting to do things for free. And certainly you can if you want to, but you don't have to. Remember that this is your career, and the time that you spend working on a project for free for a family member or a friend is time that you could be spending working on a project for a client who pays you and pays you a lot of money. So the first part, if you're thinking, I don't actually want to do this.
Perfect. Or if because you don't want to do it because you don't want to mix family and business and friends, which is totally also valid as well.
Yeah. So how would you say that, Kate? If you don't want to mix family and what would you say there? Because I have my answer. Well, here's what I would say. Here's what I would say. If you just didn't want to do it for free, and it's really the free element. You say, oh my gosh, absolutely. Why don't you let me know what the project entails a little bit more? Send me over some details, and then I'll send you over a quote for how I could for how much I would charge for that. That's probably going to shut a lot of people down.
Yep.
Yeah. And if they said, oh, I was kind of hoping that maybe you could give me like a discount or maybe even do it for free because like I really need help with this. You say, I totally understand. But, the thing is that this is my career and I do this professionally and companies pay me a lot to do this. And I'm sure you can understand that the time that I spend working on this for you is the time that I'm not spending working on my own business and building my own career. And I respect you as a professional, and I know you respect me as a professional.
I would say something even and put your own spin on it. For me, it would just be, I totally wish I could do that. But until I win the lottery, I just don't have hours in my day that I can work for free.
Oh, that's good. Good. I like that a lot. That's
Just
really good.
injecting, for me, I'd want to relate to that.
The thing is that I actually have a wonderful family and friends. I just don't want to do the kind of work that family and friends, because it is almost always is, can you help me write my resume? Can you help me write my cover letter? Can you help me do like, I never want to do that.
Well, that's a great point. You could answer that with the resume of like, hey, actually, resume writing is a whole other specialty. I can connect you with someone I know who does that if you'd like. And so for CCA students, you could always put in the group, hey, I have someone who was looking for help writing a resume. Does anyone in the group want to do that? And I'm sure there's several people that kind of offer that service in addition to copywriting.
Yeah. Well, oh my gosh, that's amazing. I don't have time to do it, but if you're interested in hiring somebody else to do it, I can see if I can connect you with someone. That's another like very simple way to say it.
And that's a good way to say it too. If you don't want to do work just because you're like, I don't want to mix family friends and like that kind of, what if I do this project for cousin Diane, but then, she's mad that I didn't deliver the right thing. And that's cruddy, but that can be a situation that can happen. I think that's a great way to say, oh, hey, I actually don't have time to do this, but I'm happy to connect you with someone that can. Alternatively, you can just be transparent with them and say, hey, actually, I don't do work with family and friends. I've just made it a policy in my business that I've kept to because I've had, some, you have to say there's an end of story. You've made it a policy in your business.
And then again, you can say like, but I might be able to connect you with somebody else that you could hire to do it for you. And again, if they were hoping to get it for free, that might just shut them down anyway.
But then if you want to do the work, personally, I would say, hey, I would love to talk about this more, but I just, you know what? It's the holidays and I'm finally taking a break from my business. Can we touch base on Monday? I'll shoot you an email. And if you have their email, great. If you need to get their email, give them your email to send, put the onus on them to reach out to you. That's the direction I would go.
That's the one change I would make is Diane, you email me. Don't chase Diane down. You're doing her a favor.
Send me the details of the project. I'd love to connect more. I'll check my email when I'm back in the office on whatever day you're back in the office. But for me, the holidays, anytime I'm taking an actual break from work, I want it to be an actual break from work. So like even answering and fielding questions about my work is just, I don't want to do this. So that's perfectly acceptable too. If when people raise these questions at all, to just be like, I really don't want to talk about work. But again, here's the Build Your Copywriting Business podcast. If you want to learn more about what copywriting is and what copywriters do and how much they can make, we've got you.
Here you go. It's an auditory and visual feast all year long.
All year long.
Yeah. But yeah, remember that it's when it comes to any client, whether it's friends, family, or whether it's a business, you don't have to take any work that you don't want to do. You also don't have to take any rates. Exactly. You don't have to justify, and you don't have to take any rates that you don't want. If you do want to work with friends and family, and certainly if you want to do it for free, okay, I don't recommend it, but okay. Or if you want to give them a friends and family discount, okay, just make sure you're really clear on the parameters, just like you would be with a business client, right? It's not just write whatever, here, we're going to start here and then just see how big the project gets. No, if you're helping cousin Diane with her cover letter and you're doing it for $200, then it's the cover letter. You're going to make sure that you're really clear on it. You're going to do it just like any other project. You want a creative brief. You want to know who this cover letter is going to. You want to know what elements you want to highlight about cousin Diane, who's a fabulous person, I'm sure, in this cover letter. But you want to take this project seriously, just like you would take any other project seriously. And again, as you're digging into this, you're thinking about filling out a creative brief and writing this. If you're thinking, whoa, I don't know if I want to go through all that with Diane, then maybe you don't. Maybe you don't.
The other thing is too, if you're thinking, well, I'm just starting out, I would love, cousin Diane has a project for me. Heck yeah, I get a portfolio piece and awesome. You don't have to start with free, even if you're tempted to go with free out the gate. You can say, hey, email me the details. Again, push the conversation to the following week. Come into the CCA Facebook group. And if you're like, well, we've got you. Follow up, ask questions to us. We'll help you. And then when she reaches out with the details, say, okay, here's the price. And if she comes back and say, oh, I was hoping you would do it for free, or here's what my budget is, negotiate with, at that point. It's just a conversation. It's the start of a conversation. So even if you're willing to do it for free, you don't have to go out the gate doing it for free, because what you are doing, your time is valuable. It's going to take you time. It's going to take you energy. And that time and energy is taking you away from other things that you could be doing to grow your business, paid clients, or, creating your portfolio, which put a dollar sign to your time because you deserve it. Everything you're doing has value. So learning to value yourself from the get-go is going to set you up for greater success down the line. Just coming out, valuing yourself, your profession, and not discounting it.
Mm-hmm.
No one else, you get a plumber, they don't discount and say, hey, I'll come do your plumbing for free. I think you've used this example before, because if a plumber came and did your work for free, you'd be like, ooh, is my sink actually, is it going to still leak afterward?
Mm-hmm.
You'd have questions.
How good could this plumber be if he's not even going to charge me for it?
Right.
Yes, exactly. So value yourself, value your time, and don't be
get a
afraid
second
to
helping of pumpkin pie.
Get a second helping of pumpkin pie. Exactly. That's 100% where I was going to go. So there you have it. You have answers to 5 questions that you might get asked at Thanksgiving. You also now are prepared with exactly what to say. But very quickly, before we sign off, we just want to say happy Thanksgiving. And we are so thankful for all of you, in our CCA students, certainly, but everyone throughout this community. You are all fantastic people. We are so grateful that you listen in, that you leave reviews, that you leave comments, that you come back week after week. It is such a pleasure to create this content for you, and Kate and I are both genuinely grateful for you. So, happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Like what you heard? Hit subscribe so you never miss a video. And if you're ready to take the first step toward becoming a copywriter yourself, sign up for a free video training right here.